I was about, I would say 12 at the time, and so we were out. And it's wintertime, and we're out in this. We're sleeping anyway in these cabins that have no face to it. I forget the name of it. Has no front to it, and we're in our sleeping bags and our boxes.
It's like a lean-to, right?
Something to that effect, right? And yeah. So scoutmasters and our, troop leaders and stuff. They came through wearing these. Back then, it was a lot of talk about the New Jersey Devil, like at the campfires, Jersey Devil, and that's where I'm from originally. So they came. They was dressed up in like these. I don't know, Sasquatch suits or something to that effect. And so they woke a bunch of us up, scaring us, and I wound up running in my boxes through a bunch of thorn bushes in the wintertime, and like going onto a lake of ice and falling in the lake. And so yeah.
Whoa. So they had to rescue you, or you were able to get out when they were like, "No, Keon, we're just joking, it's us."
No, they had to rescue me.
And it was freezing water.
Freezing water.
Did you have to go to the hospital?
No, I didn't have to go to the hospital. But yeah, they had to rescue me.
That's messed up.
Yeah,
did they feel terrible, or was everyone laughing?
It was laughing. Everyone was laughing.
Except for you.
Except for me. I mean, it was a bunch of us that just got up and started running,
But you were the only one that wound up in the lake.
Yeah. Thorns all over me, in my shorts, in wintertime.
And like going in the freezing water like that, that's not a laughing matter, like that you could have gotten seriously injured.
Absolutely. This is true. But when you're younger, you don't look at it like that.
Right.
As you get older, you do, but when you're younger, you really don't look at it like that. I messed around and took like 2 drags on some stuff called K2. Okay. And man, was that ever intense.
Is that like the synthetic weed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've tried that just like 2 years ago. Safe to say 2 years ago. And yeah, so I was at a friend's house and I was telling her, I was like, nah, let me go ahead and hit it. And she was like, nah, she wanted me to hit it from a bowl. And I was like, no, let me hit the roach. And so when I grabbed the roach and I took a drag, she was like, you can't hit that like it's weed. But I already done hit it like it was weed. And so next thing I know, by the time I get off the porch and get to her car, her mother's car actually, I start like bugging out. I start wigging out. And so I turn her, she gets in the back seat and I turn around and I look at her and like her face just turned into like a skull.
Whoa.
Yeah, it turned into like a skull. And then like I looked at her mother and her mother's face turned into a skull. And so I'm super paranoid now. So I get out the car, I walk to the bus stop. At least I thought I walked, but everybody was like, you ran. I got to the bus stop and I'm standing on the bus stop and they're driving by trying to make sure I don't run out in the street and get hit by a car. And they kept driving by. So finally calmed down a little bit. So her mother gets me in the car and says, come on, I'll take you home. So got in the car, took me home, and I mean, it was just a crazy experience. Like they just turned to just like the faces turned to skulls.
Once again, you are listening to an episode of Student of Life, the game show, episode 25.
That was Keon back on the show. We met him earlier on Haywood Street, Haywood Avenue. I should know this, I live on this street, Haywood Ave in West Asheville. And Keon, he met up with me again. That's where this was from. Also on Haywood, but in a little bit of a different spot. And that was the first part of it. He'll be back a little bit later on in the episode. And next up, this is taken from a airplane flight from Las Vegas back to Charlotte.
While I was in the military.
10,000-pound crane?
Yep. Well, it was like a beam. It's the beam that holds up the crane.
And it fell on you?
Yeah.
How did it fall?
We took it apart wrong. But I was the lowest ranking, so I was the one who did it, or they made me do it because I was the lowest ranking.
And you were like right next to it, and it was falling down.
It was one screw left because there's like 8. So we took off one section, then we took off another section, and there was one last one. My best friend at the time was actually doing it, but she's higher ranking than me. So I told her, I was like, here, I got it. So we knocked it out, and as the screw fell, the beam fell on my head.
So what happened next?
They checked my head for bleeding, and then they're like, okay, you're good.
You weren't good.
I was not good. I had a concussion.
Jesus.
But it took 6 hours after the fact to actually get help.
So then, after 6 hours, when people were realizing, no, she's not really good, guys, they're like, okay, maybe she needs help.
Yeah, one of my other best friends drove me to the hospital. She was like, don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. I'm like, okay, I won't fall asleep. But they did all these tests, and they were like, you're fine. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not, but okay, if you say so.
The boarding door is now closed. Please put away.
So you went home and you stayed up?
No, I did go home. Went to sleep. But then I started to forget things, a lot of things. And I always had a headache. And I went to the emergency room twice in 7 days, and that's when they finally took it seriously. And I had to go through rehab. Yeah. I went through rehab for a month, but I met some really cool people.
Yeah?
I met a guy who got struck by lightning twice in his kitchen. I was like,
what?
I was like, who does that happen to?
That's amazing.
And then I met another guy, grains of sand actually saved his life when he was in Afghanistan.
How?
And he stood there because it was grains of sand that covered the bomb.
All covered what?
The bomb that was under his foot. So he had to wait 17 hours for someone to come and detonate it.
While he stood there?
While he stood
As
there.
if he moved.
He would have went off and he would have died.
Oh my god.
And then I have another guy who fell out of a helicopter, and he showed me a picture of his brain. I was like, what?
Whoa. His head was cracked open.
It was cracked open.
And he survived.
He survived. Yeah, survivor's guilt, because he was the only one who survived.
Oh. Man, have you kept in contact with any of these people?
Yes. We have a Facebook group.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
We have veterinary rehab group from 2016 in Virginia Beach or something like that.
No, it's actually it's all Virginia. People who have brain injuries. Yeah. I met that guy. I met a guy who survived 2 major car accidents in the same thing. And I was just like, dude, what in the world? It's like a lot of people with bad luck.
Right.
Like all of us. We all just really had really bad luck.
The guy that got struck by lightning twice in his kitchen.
Yeah.
Is he fearful that it's going to happen again? Like, does he have... I would, have this weird feeling and be like, hey, shit. Like, is it the same house? Has he moved? Or...
He has not moved. While we were going through rehab, he was going through a really bad divorce. So he's more focused on the divorce than the actual getting struck by lightning.
Where does he live? Virginia, somewhere in Virginia.
Yeah, somewhere in Virginia. He was
And these aren't necessarily army people. They're just brain injury people.
No, they're
in the army.
No, they're Navy,
Military.
Marine.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
All but the Air Force. Because the Air Force doesn't.
Why, they're too good for you?
No, all they do is sit. Like we joke Air Force, they're the chair force.
They're the chair force? Air Force is the chair force?
Yeah.
That's the
It's a
joke
joke.
that people say. What were you in?
I was in the Navy.
That's what the joke is people say in the Navy.
Yeah.
Do Army people say that same joke about Air Force?
Yeah.
And Marines do as well?
Yeah.
Everyone says Air Force, chair force. And we'll hear more from her later. But next up, we fill up some water and black balsam.
Not really. I stopped keeping up with bowling for a while. It was just like, bowling is one of those sports where it's like it becomes like a drinking sport.
Yeah.
Then thing. It's like I don't really enjoy what bowling has become because I do it for sport and I'm really good at it.
So you're upset with the drinkers
Not really. Like there's a time and place for it.
at the bar afterwards.
Well, no, like you could drink during it, but like there's certain leagues. Like it'd be nice. Like in Asheville in particular, there's not really competitive leagues.
Okay.
There's not enough good bowlers, so it becomes like this like drinking party thing, and it's like
And there's nothing for people like you that really want to.
yeah, just like bowl. I mean, there's tournaments, but it's just like
That's fair.
I'm not passionate about bowling. I'm just good at it.
Gotcha.
I used to be, but kind of not anymore. I bowled in college a little bit. Was really good as like a younger kid. Like I won a bunch of tournaments when I was in my youth.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, I got about 10, 12 perfect games.
Perfect games.
Yeah,
300.
yeah,
10 or 12.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. And then like 800 series, which is like,
You could maybe be a professional bowler.
I mean, if I put time into it, I probably could be.
Shit. And how do you do it? Your style, you do the underhand, the granny style, right?
Yeah, right, for sure.
No, I thought that's like the new trend for great bowlers. You don't
No,
do
they
it?
do the two-handed.
I'm just kidding. Oh, there is a new way, though. They
Yeah.
really do the two-handed?
Yeah, because you get more revs on it.
You don't, though.
No.
Do you think like the best ones do, or just like there's a handful of random people doing
Well,
it?
I mean, it is better if you can control it because, putting more revolutions on the ball's going to hit harder and have more energy when it hits the pins.
Okay.
But it's the balance. I don't think that's true bowling. True bowling to me is putting 3 fingers in the ball.
Yeah.
And throwing.
The traditionalist.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about the bowling shoes aspect of the whole thing?
I have my own shoes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are they awesome?
Yeah. They're shiny.
Are they funny looking? Like, what's up with that? How come all bowling shoes have to be like these awkwardly, like, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just like the way they are. I mean, like you buy your own ones, they're not like that.
Yours are cool.
As far as bowling shoes go, I guess.
I could even change shirt if I wanted to. I brought backup stuff. I could change shoot.
Yeah, see, these are Tims.
Let me do this because we're gonna do it, right? Just gonna do this. Shit, I should have done this before. It's okay.
Oh yeah, take it off.
I should have done it before. You know, whatever. I can kick off my shoes.
These are probably too big, honestly. I remember like being at odds between like whether or not I wanted to be a size 10 or a size 9. See where they're at? They're too big.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you try them on. They're too big. Okay. So maybe Jossum will want them. Maybe my friend Jake will. I don't know what's this shit. Yeah, he's coming to town, I think. I was gonna offer them my friend Jerry, who I offer a lot of stuff to. Then I realized they're showing he has like some slippers-ish stuff that he wears. But that's barely, he'll wear that and that's it. And he won't even wear that most of the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most of the time he's barefoot. So it wouldn't even be worth it offering him those because he won't use them, I don't think.
The 9s were the right choice.
Nice. Okay.
Really wear a 9.5.
Bull and Beggar. That'd be awesome.
They have the burger I'll eat there. I'm not trying to like spend
Yeah, I'm down with not eating there unless they have a burger.
spending $40 on dinner. I can't afford to do that
Are you gonna drop? I'll drop you off at my place first. You get,
Yeah, if you want to.
yeah. Oh yeah. Also, because then you can get your computer. Right.
If worst comes to worst, I can get just drink a beer.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of my backup too. Might as well. I'm kind of dry enough. Time to get
Might as well, might as well.
Might as well switch shirts. I might as well. You're right. I got it here for a reason. Did you want to share it? You need anything new?
This will be dry pretty soon.
This is like my first time taking advantage of the Jossum. It was inspired by Jossum. Have like a full bag full of clothes for changing in case you get wet.
Yeah, I went hiking with Jocelyn one time and it was freezing. He had like a whole wardrobe.
Yeah, exactly.
3 of them.
He did that for me. He saved me one time. He's like, I got it. He even offered underwear. I don't need the underwear. Thanks.
And now back to that flight from Vegas to Charlotte.
I like the word lit. Like people say it's lit. Or
Oh yeah, go ahead, sorry.
it's lit. I think it means that it's like cool or it's like on fire. I don't know.
Then use it in a sentence.
Like my time in Vegas was lit.
It was lit.
It was lit.
It was on fire.
Yep.
I like that. I heard that. People said that one.
Yeah.
Do you have any others?
No,
Maybe
I don't.
maybe some that aren't popular in pop culture, but maybe some new phrases or words that are like just within your group of friends, maybe.
Okay. So we use triflosity.
Triflosity.
So it's like when someone's trifling, but it's
Trifling?
like so big that they're so trifling. It's the triflosity. Maybe like
What's trifling then? I don't know.
trifling's like. Do you know like hot mess? You're like a hot mess.
What do you mean? Continue.
Like I don't know how to describe it. I could look it up on Urban Dictionary.
You're like having a hard time.
A hot mess, like you say unfiltered things. Like you didn't think before you spoke.
Okay. You're getting yourself in trouble because
Yeah.
you're just like out of control.
Yeah.
Okay. So triflosity.
Triflosity. There you go.
Alright. You got another one from your group of friends?
No,
No, that's it?
that's it.
What about your family?
My family speaks another language.
Philippine. What language? Spanish?
Tagalog.
Huh?
Tagalog.
Tagalog. That's what they speak in the Philippines?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Is it sort of like Spanish?
Mhm.
But the Philippines is Asian also, right? It's like Asian and Latin.
Yeah.
Birth from both.
Yep.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Is it the only country like that?
No, the Caribbean. Some of the Caribbeans, they speak French, but they're black.
Huh.
So, yeah. Or like Panama, there's 3 different types. There's the ones that look black, the ones that look Hispanic, and then the in-betweens.
You sports fan?
Nope.
You got a favorite movie line?
Prepare for takeoff.
Yeah, it's a really long quote, and I don't memorize it.
Yeah, I want something that you think you got, word for word.
Oh. There's some Step Brothers. There's so many room for activities.
Say it?
There's so many room for activities.
So many room for activities?
Yeah, I remember in the scene in Step Brothers, they put their beds on top of each other and made a bunk bed. And they're like, so many room for activities.
Okay.
And then they got hurt.
Oh. You like that movie?
No, I don't. It just stuck.
What's your jam lately?
I listen to only Christian music.
Only what?
Christian music.
Oh yeah? So what's your jam? Who's your favorite in that genre?
Hillsong United. They're an Australian band.
What's your name?
Hillsong United.
Yeah? Do you have a favorite song by them?
Oceans.
Yeah. Sing a little bit
I can't sing. Not with this voice.
of this one.
Oh, that's where he sits.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna cut it off.
Alright. I'm gonna go to sleep.
And to close close out today's program. Keon.
My boy Mike Roberts. Michael Roberts, he uses this word and says, come on. But it's not in the sense of saying come on, like, come on. It's saying in the sense like, turn up, come on. That's like saying turn up, and he spells it like C-U-U-U, M-M-M-A-A-A-W-W-W-N-N-N. So like, and that's how, and he has like a shirt that I was telling my boy Jason the other night. I'm like, yo, Mike should go ahead and just patent that and just put it out there, because like he has everybody saying it.
And you used another term there that's not really, that could also fall in the category, turn up.
Yeah.
You also describe that. And
oh, well, stay lit, turn up, on fleek.
All three of them mean the same thing?
Yeah, just about. On fleek means, like, yeah, that was like hot. That was like dope. That was like the thing, so to speak. Turn up is just like, you're taking it to a whole nother level. That's like that come on. That come on. So, so that's like taking it to a whole nother level as well.
Okay. Because I've asked this question to a few people, and on fleek has been a popular answer.
On fleek.
Some people like it, some people hate it.
Yeah, for me, I'm 46, so I tend to go with the older sayings versus, what is out nowadays. But it's a lot of people around here that are younger, and they say that. What's that, bro? So they say all of that stuff, like, the on fleek, and I can relate more to the come on.
Man, smoke, huh?
Yeah, something's burning bad.
It's a real fire, huh? You don't think that's just like a car?
No, I don't know if it was the bus or.
It's like, it looks like it's all back there.
Yeah, it's kind of hazy.